Hello, this is Sal. In today's video, I will configure static and default routes. Static route is a route that is entered manually by the admin to create a reliable and safe route. There are 4 different static routes that are used in today's video. A recursive static route, a directly attached static route, and fully specified route, and finally a default route. Here in this topology diagram, how many networks are there? We have 1 network, 2, 3, 4, 5 networks. And now how many networks are directly connected to router 1? To router 1 there are 2 networks are directly connected to router 1, and to router 2 there are 3 networks connected to router 2, and to router 3 there are only 2 networks connected to router directly connected to router 3. Now, if I may ask, how many static routes are required by each router to reach networks that are not directly connected? As for router 1, we have this network here of 172.16.2.0 and this 10.2.2.1/30 on this side, and the network of 172.16.3.0. These 3 networks are not directly connected to router 1. And as for router 2, there are this network of 172.16.1.0 and 172.16.3.0 are not directly connected to router 2. As for router 3, there are this network here, and network here, and network here. So as for router 1, there are 3 networks not directly connected to it, and router 2 only 2, and router 3 just like router 1 there are 3. 1, 2, 3 networks are not directly connected to it. Now if I ping from PC A to PC C here of 172.16.2.0, I already just configured the IP addresses on the interfaces, and no static or dynamic routes is configured on this this network. So ping 172.16.2.20, and we received a reply saying that the destination host unreachable. And if we ping to the other guy, 172.16.3.30 PCB here, and the same, the destination host is unreachable. Why? Because we still did not configure any kind of route in this network. Now I will configure recursive static route to the networks that are not directly connected to router 1. It requires 2 routing table lookups, because first it must look in the routing table for the destination network and then look up the other hop router. So now as for router 1, we want to configure a recursive static route. For router 1, the networks are not directly connected to it. Is this network 1, 2, 3. So we will be configuring a 3 recursive static route for router 1. And here we will type enable configure terminal IP route. Let's start with the network of 172.16.3.0, this network here. And now we need the subnet mask of /24.255.255.255.0. And in order for router 1 to get to other network, this is its gateway. It's through 10.1.1.2. 10.1.1.2. 172.16.3.0. Oh, sorry about that. I typed 255. Sorry, 25. I missed 5 here. Sorry about that. So we configure the route to this network here from router 1. Now we still have two networks, which is this guy here. So we'll type IP route 10.2.2.0 and the subnet mask of 255.255.255.252 because it's /30. And again, this is its gateway. Next hop of 10.1.1.2. Now there are still one more not directly connected, which is 172.16.2.0, subnet mask of 255.255.255.0, and again its default, its gateway, its next stop is through this interface here of 10.1.1.2. Now let us see if we can ping here after we configure the route from PCA to PCB, for example. Ping with anyone, because we configured the route here. So hit enter and it will be unsuccessful. Request timeout. Why the ping wasn't successful? Because router 1, it has routes for these networks, to this network here and here and here, but these networks, they don't have a route back to router 1 or to its local area network or the network here. Now I will configure a directly attached static routes on router 2. And the difference between recursive static route and directly attached static route is the directly attached static route relies on its exit interface. It relies on the exit for router 2. This is its exit here on serial 000 and its other exit of serial 001. This is what it relies on, the directly attached. So the directly attached static route relies on its exit interface in order for traffic to be sent to its destination. While recursive, as you saw, static routes uses the IP address of the next hop router. So now when we configure the directly attached, we will configure its own exit interface by the serial 000, 0 and serial 001. And we said for router 2, the two networks are not directly attached to it. Is this network here, 172.16.1.0 and 172.3.1, 172.16.3.0 network. So on router 2, enable, configure terminal, IP route. First, let's start with this network of 172.16.1.0, subnet mask of 255.255.255.0, and its own exit interface of serial 000. And here it's telling us default route without a gateway. If not, a point-to-point interface may be impact performance. Now, we configured this network here, so let's do the other network here, because this is not directly attached to router 2. So IP route 172.16.3.0 with subnet mask of /24.0 and its exit interface of serial 001. Enter. Now I'll run this show command, show IP route connected. This is on router 2. We have the network of 10.1.1.0. This network here is connected, directly connected to router 2, and the network of 10.2.2.0 here is directly connected to it, and the network of 172.16.2.0 here also is directly connected to it. And run another show command, show IP route static. Now it's telling us statically from router 2, we can reach this network here of 172.16.1.0 and through its own exit interface here to reach this network through this exit interface. And for the network of 172.16.3.0, it's can reach it through its own exit interface here. And if we run just to see the whole routing table, and it is giving it us here, connected, local, and the static, the two static route we configured for network of on this side and this other network. Now I will configure default route on router 3. Default route is used by a router when no other known route exists for a destination network. So here on router 3, and enable, configure terminal IP route 0000 and with a subnet mask of zeros, and for its own, this is the default route, its own exit interface of serial 001. Exit, show IP route, and showing us this, the S with an asterisk, the star. It's directly connected to any network out there through its own interface exit through the serial 001. Now let me try to ping from router 3 the network by router 1, which is 172.16.1.1, and we are successful. Let's try to ping this network here of 172.16.2.1, 172.16.2.1, and sure we can. From the PC here, PCB, let us try to ping this PCA, ping 172.16.1.10. Yes, we can. And from PCA here, let us try to ping the guy here of 172.16.20, sorry, the 2.20, and sure we can. After we configured the static routes on routers, there is this fourth static route, which is the fully specified static route. It's not supported on Packet Tracer, but I will tell you something about it and show you how we can configure it. Let me just go back to router 3, and the fully specified static route is a static route that is configured with an exit interface and the next hop address. So it will being specified with its own static route. So when you configure it, you need to just write down when you run the command with its own exit interface, and like this is for router 3. This is here. This is the next hop of 10.2.2.1, and this is its own exit interface. So, for example, if we want to configure the static route here, the fully specified static route to this network here, so we'll do it this way: configure terminal IP route 172.1.16.1.0. This is the network with its own the subnet mask, and now space the interface or the exit interface for router 3, which is serial 0, 0, 1, and you need to specify its next hop, its gateway, which is 10.2.2.1. 10.2.2.1. I know it is not supported and it's telling us invalid input detected. It's a valid command, but it's not supported with packet tracer. So this is how to get to this network here. For example, we want to reach this network here, IP route 10.1.1.0, the subnet mask of 255.255.252, because the /30, its own exit interface, which is serial 001, and the next hop again the same, which is 10.2.2.1. And also we can do the same with this network here, IP route of 172.16.2.0 subnet mask, and its own exit, which is serial 001, and again its next hop is this IP address of 10.2.2.1. And I covered with you in this video the different way how to configure static routes. Sorry that packet tracer is not supporting the fully specified static route, but I hope you learned something from this video. Please, if you like it, subscribe to my channel and give me a thumb up. And if you have any comments, please write me. And also this video, I will the steps I went through in this video, you will find it in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Have a nice day.